point, these two names are not too unfamiliar. But certainly, we are going to get right into the first game here of Hanyo against Lighto. This is winners finals of Smash Point Ultimate, and as predicted, we have got the Mii Brawler coming out. Again, mentioned earlier, Lighto does not like this matchup. He is not about it, and he has got an arguably very good Mii Brawler here. I did speak to Hanyo just before the start of the set, and she did compliment the Mii Brawler, saying, you know, this was a formidable force, and this is something that, you know, we are beginning to see in these sort of later years of Smash Ultimate. We are seeing established high tier mains beginning to get the secondaries going as well. And on joining me right here is my boy Roza. How are you doing, friend?
Apologies, you probably just heard all of the screaming that we were doing in the background. I had an AMS bracket match to do, but we're here for the main bracket.
Yes.
And we are just seeing Hanyo take the first stock here, and Lighto on the Mii Brawler over the Palutena.
Yes, so I was mentioning this a little bit earlier on about how Lighto does not like this matchup. He thinks Palu Inkling is maybe not unwinnable, but not worth playing. And honestly, you know, Hanyo herself admitted that this Mii Brawler was a force to be reckoned with, and honestly, I can see it here, Roza.
I mean, with call-outs like that, you know, that up B was incredible. But, I mean, you can see Hanyo tacking on small bits of damage. No player is really getting a massive, like, hit to start something. That roller is never going to connect. Like, both of them are just looking for that one big thing to either get them off stage for the kill or start a combo if you're Lighto.
Absolutely, and we can just see at the moment Hanyo beginning to get this bit of a lead, but then, you know, it's just very, very delicate neutral. Again, I think that explosive nature that you were talking about is really coming into play here because of how much respect they're giving each other in neutral.
Yeah, I mean, when you see Achilles play Mii Brawler, explosiveness is all the rage. But when you see Lighto, it's a lot more relying on the fundies. I mean, secondaries often do, right? You're relying on your general ability to play the game. Whereas Hanyo, with the main, you know the Booyah percent's like the back of your hand. And there you go, up for up, it's going to take the stock.
And we can see already Lighto trying to get these nairs going to get any kind of combo started. He is really, really knowledgeable of the game in general, but particularly about Mii Brawler. He is going to know how to get those platform setups going. But Hanyo, in the same vein, she has been one of the pioneers of this character in the UK, but a reversal up B is going to take that stock, and that devastating lead looks a little more fragile now.
Yeah, that up B is as fast as your air dodge, and so yeah, being able to just do that was super good. But of course, Hanyo knows this game. The roller into the up smash, catching the tech in, and that is going to be the first game going to Hanyo. I don't know if you're Lighto here, what you're thinking. Do you hate Inkling that much that you're willing to stay on a Mii Brawler, which is getting too stocked?
I think it feels as if Lighto feels like a very on-paper player, sort of very much looking at the game in sort of factuality and very theory-based, whereas, you know, and I think we're beginning to see it with obviously the Palutena switch, but I feel like there has been a sharp jolt back into reality because ultimately the on-paper pick is not working.
At the end of the day, it takes time to wear in new shoes, right? Whereas the ones you've worn for a while, this Palutena, you know, it's the tried and true. It beat Faither?
Yes.
Yes, earlier today. And, you know, with that kind of skill, you could obviously do it. And look at this advantage state already. Explosive Flame is not going to get it, but 109%. It's a lot more than every opening from the Mii Brawler was doing.
And that's the thing that you were mentioning, right, about the sort of comparison of this relatively new character with Mii Brawler in kind of the old character. However, Hanyo does not care how long you've been playing any character that you put in front of her. With explosive plays like that, it does not matter with your history. She is saying this is the present and you need to be present.
Yeah, you can see Lighto shaking their head in the back there. Not very happy for fairly obvious reasons, but going to secure the back air. Only a 50% deficit. That's one nair, that's one anything. But I mean, Hanyo's got a lot of good experience in this matchup, recently beating Zone at the big one.
Yes.
So like, you know, they know this matchup, and they've played really good Palus before, so I'm not surprised that it's kind of ending up like this.
Yeah, I was going to say, she again, I want to bring it back to that metaphor of, you know, the new shoes against the old shoes. I mean, Hanyo being the player, one of 2 players left in the UK that have still got real faith in Inkling at this high level. And that's the thing, whilst a lot of players have spent maybe a couple of years tuning a new main, or maybe, you know, bringing up that secondary to be able to complement their main, Hanyo has just had faith in this character pretty much since day one, and you can see the proficiency and more so the familiarity that she is showing in these fairly common matchups.
And speaking of having faith, if you're part of the Northwest or the Northeast right now, you will be screaming, because coming back from that SD deficit, we've just seen another stock taken from Lito, hitting those back airs like it's really nobody's business.
But the up throw, up air, not quite going to work just now. Lito beginning to get something started. Again, adjusting the combo, knowing that the last couple of hits means that you can't go for those Nair trains, but instead going for an up air, instead getting 40% on the board. And Hanyo, she's struggling to kill here, Rosa.
Oh, well, there you go. Commentator's curse, catching with the up smash. Not quite the reach he was expecting, but it will do anyway. And now we have 50% here on Lito. All it takes is one grab. You could see that, oh my word, running under the auto reticle. 27% and ink. Oh, I'd be worried if I was Lito.
It's really, really difficult for Palutena because Inkling can stay in that mid-range and then almost react to either the side B or the neutral B, which means you've either got to commit with an aerial, which, you know, Inkling is going to be looking to snipe those areas, even though Palutena has got some of the best in the business. But it means that, you know, in those situations where you feel like you're exerting that safe pressure, it's really not safe against Inkling. And honestly, I can see why Lito does not like this matchup. Inkling's mobility seems like a real difficult factor for them to get around.
Whether it's the long range with this splatter shot, where it's the up close fast buttons that Palutena just doesn't have on the ground. This jab again is hitting for Hanyo, and now, you know, it's dead even. And all it's going to take is one roller. I mean, I've seen these scared air dodges coming out from Lito. I know Hanyo's looking for those too.
Oh, and just Lito trying to punish the forward smash there with an up smash, and it's not quite working out. You can see them shaking their head as going up 2-0. Hanyo, one game away from making grand finals again. Hanyo as a player, you know, what is really notable is that she's not on any PR in the country. She's been in this sort of almost like floating area between the North and Yorkshire and Humber, but she just, every single event I see her at, she does incredibly well at. And there was this sort of question around, maybe she, you know, is she just kind of farming the weeklies here? You know, obviously weeklies are one thing, but everybody rates the results of the monthlies, right? The regionals, the big events that are really about putting your money where your mouth is. And Honey's mouth is covered in gold right now because she is making a statement so far in this set.
I mean, forget regional PRs. Well, let's talk about the national PR for this girl. I mean, honestly, she is incredible. But Lito, no slouch either. I'm pretty sure second in the Northeast. And just, I mean, you know, we've been gassing up Hanyo. Lito has been getting these whiff punishes from the ledge in the neutral, and just the way that they are keeping control of this corner by fading back, trying to get as much as they can. They're really trying to wear off the bad stuff that happened in second game, and they're doing a good job.
That forward air nearly killed. I feel like Lito was holding out, trying not to get, you know, that combo DI. You want to DI out, you want to get away from the situation completely. But Lito nearly dying at 60% to an Inkling forward air. He has got to keep a real eye and just keep in the moment here, because Hanyo has got mix-ups on mix-ups on mix-ups to keep you guessing.
And speaking of mix-ups, there you go. The air dodge is going to be caught by Lito to take the lead here again. It's remarkable how often Lito has had the lead, but Hanyo's been able to claw it back. A quick 42% here. And, wow, I think Lito's just kind of like, you know, it's not shaken at all, really, I don't think.
I feel like in this kind of position, even if you lose a stock like that, the point is that you have the lead. And I think that's a real... Obviously, in any situation, having the lead is really, really important, but particularly against Inkling because of the damage potential, because of things like the rapid jab and the paint on you being able to raise that damage potential as well is so, so important to get that first stock. And I feel as if Lito has really made the most of it. However, Hanyo making the most of that pain on Lito, and we were talking 10 seconds ago about a lead, and Rosa, where has it gone?
Well, I'll tell you where it's gone. Every time Hanyo has been down, we go to Splatter Shot. We slow down the pace. And therefore, Lito does something that Hanyo can either dash under or whiff punish. And suddenly, with Ink, you're seeing 60, 70% come out from Hanyo. And the driver's seat, she now is in with that KO and taking back the lead.
Unfortunate there for Lito, just drifting a little bit above the ledge, allowing the forward air to take that first stock. And again, we mentioned it earlier, you took 30% for going for a projectile at mid-range against Inkling. And again, you know, these back airs, these forward airs are going to really rack up the damage. But Hanyo saying, you know what, you look good in pink. Here, let me help you with that.
One thing that, oh my goodness me, that's not real. But yeah, lovely drag down there into the back throw from Lito. One thing that I think Lito is getting hit for quite a bit is these like explosive flames. Whether it's just Hanyo charging forward or not letting them get off the ledge of explosive flame, Lito's getting a lot of, you know, getting hit quite badly for them. And it's just a matter of, can they adapt to that? Is there enough time? Or, oh, there you go, there's the roller, there's the up smash, 3-0, and yeah, Lito shaking their head after that. Not quite, I think, the match that they wanted. Again, felt like they had the lead every single time, but Hanyo was always like, right, I'm losing, let's slow down the pace. You're going to approach, I can dash under like half of your projectiles, you're not spacing your explosive flame properly enough, and as soon as you come in, grab, up air, or up throw, up air, nair, back air. And suddenly, we're both screaming because, wow,